Okay, this is my first vlog. Is that what they call it? Video, blog, this is my first vlog. So I'm doing this for all of my friends who have been busting my chops and asking me about quick, simple, easy recipes because I'm constantly talking about how easy it is to cook and I'm always making stuff that's homemade. My friend Jillian's been busting my chops. She doesn't think it's possible for her to make something homemade. I know better. This is pasta and peas. My kids love this. This is like one of their all-time favorite recipes that they love. Pasta and peas. You know, my grandmother always called it Boston peas. Half the time I think she just couldn't talk because, you know, she had the little things in her mouth. The dentures. Yeah, those, the dentures. And I think it made her speech off a little bit. But really, it's pasta and peas. I use ditalini, but you could use anything. You don't have to use ditalini. You can use like the little, any little macaroni is fine, but I like the teas. So anyways, I'm heating up some EVOO, thank you Rachel Ray, extra virgin olive oil. I use 2 onions, and I use 4 cans of tomatoes, and that's because we usually like it a little bit, you know, wetter. Some people make it drier, some people actually make it like soup. I'm not into the soup thing. I like it like pasta, and my family likes it like pasta. So I heat up the oil a little bit, just so it gets a little sizzle, and I'll put the onions in first, and then I'll put some garlic in. You know, we like a lot of garlic, but I use maybe 2 cloves of garlic for each can of tomatoes. And I'm going to make a whole pound of pasta this time. That's why I'm using 4 cans. Otherwise, sometimes I use that too, but I usually use a little bit less pasta because, believe it or not, it may not sound like a lot, but it really is a lot of food. I always have leftovers of it. But it always smells so good. It's amazing. Favorite. Little garlic. 4 cloves of each. This, who is this? Christopher Ranch. Best man, best planet, best anything on the planet. Anything where I don't have to peel garlic makes me happy. Don't you hate the stickiness of garlic? I can't stand that. When my fingers get all sticky, it makes me crazy. Constantly washing my hands. So I like that I don't have to do that. Now this really is a quick recipe, so I shouldn't take it that long. 5 minutes maybe. I am also a very messy cook, so believe it or not, this is me trying to be neat for you. I almost always have an apron on, but I'm like, maybe I won't put the apron on today. Just for you guys, I have no apron on. Otherwise, pretty much every one of my shirts has a little stain on the top. And this is little Rachel Ray. Look at this. Best thing ever. Can you see that? Can you see? Look, I'll show you. See? Handle on the pot. It stays there the whole time. It's great. So I know you can't see the pot, but you don't really need to see the pot. The pot is just oil and garlic. I'm going to lower it down a little bit to medium. And I actually put, and you know, Joey Gorga, my brother-in-law, his mother and father are amazing cooks, truly amazing cooks. So these fresh hot peppers that are dried out, they brought me a bunch, like a whole package, me and Lisa, and we split them, and I still use them. And I use like maybe, you know, 2 hot peppers. I put it in almost everything. I mean, anything that has, really not even just tomato sauce, pretty much almost anything. If you want to make it a little less hot, you don't have to put the peppers in. You can just use the shape, you know, hot pepper seeds. That's fine too. I also know that if you take the seeds out, then it's not as hot. So you'll still get the flavor, a little bit of the flavor without all the heat. Italian seasoning for this is your friend. And I use like a palmful, really. See? Can you see that? Palm. Everybody see the palm? Okay, palmful. Maybe a little extra for good luck. And then you let it sizzle. Now, once these onions get transparent and soft, which usually takes maybe 4 or 5 minutes, you're going to put in the tomatoes. And one of the things that I find really makes this delicious is the cheese. Now, this is Nanny's recipe. Nanny really was like the, she loved to cook, and that's why we love to cook. We're not really big bakers in our family. I mean, I like to bake here and there, but we're not huge bakers. We're mostly cooks. And these red packed tomatoes we've lived on all our lives. And these tiny sweet peas. To me, Jillian, pay attention, these are very important. The little tiny sweet peas are just that. Can you see? Look, I know, ShopRite. I live at ShopRite, by the way. Tiny and sweet, and they're delicious. And they go in with the juice, which is how you get all the flavor from the peas. If you don't like peas, I actually have a friend on Twitter. I wish I could remember her name. When you see this, let me know what your name was. She said that her family doesn't like peas. Excuse me. So she put zucchini in. I love zucchini. Just never thought of putting zucchini in this recipe, but I love vegetables and any kind of pasta. So, and the pasta that I'm using is not just that it's a ditalini, but it's Pirrella. It's just a regular, enriched regular pasta. I typically buy the Dreamfields because it has some protein in it and it has less carbs in it. I don't know, I've heard that's great and that's why I use it. Bob Green likes it, so listen, anything Bob Green likes is pretty much what I use. However, the ditalini shape doesn't come in that. They only come in like a regular spiral pasta or a rigatoni or a ziti. It comes in spaghetti, so I buy it for everything else. But for this recipe, sorry, you're just going to have to go with the regular, or you could do whole wheat, but my family hates the taste of the whole wheat, hates it. The Pirrella Plus is really good. It's also a whole grain type of pasta. It's not as, the pasta, the whole wheat pasta is very tough. It's hard. It takes a long time for it to get soft, and it doesn't even really get soft. And sometimes they have a flavor, and sometimes they don't. Okay, so now our onions are getting soft. Our garlic is getting lightly browned. Remember, don't ever make the garlic dark brown. It just gets bitter, and then it doesn't taste good. So if you ever have your gas up too high and your garlic starts to get too dark, you know you did something wrong. Now I'm going to put my tomatoes in. Oh my God, it smells delicious. 4 cans. Now Nanny always, rest in peace, man, always put a little water in the bottom of just not to waste any of the tomatoes. I don't know why they do that. I guess it was, they didn't really have a lot of money back when Nanny was young, so they didn't want to waste any of the tomatoes. So here we go. There's the same thing we do all the time. It's so funny. I remember my husband saying to me one day, "What are you doing?" I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to waste the tomatoes in the bottom. Tomatoes go in. Juice of your peas goes right in also. Let me use my Joe Campanelli microfiber towel. Best towels ever. Mix it all up. And once you mix it all up, you put your grated cheese in. Now, this is key. You have to buy good grated cheese. First of all, if it's not in the refrigerated section, don't buy it. That's not delicious grated cheese. Locatelli's my favorite. You can pick whatever you want. Go to the deli. You can have them grate it for you yourself. You can grate it at home yourself. I buy the one that's already grated. It's a little more expensive, but sometimes it's worth it. It's about a half a cup. I would say 2 palmfuls if you're using 4 cans of tomatoes. Like I said, I usually use 2. So this time I put a little bit extra and then mix the cheese right in there and let it simmer. That's it. You're done. That's it. The whole thing's done. The other side of the stove, I have a pot of water boiling. In about an hour, I'll take this off the stove. I'll start that water boiling in about 40 minutes or so. Really, your whole dinner is done in an hour, but it really only takes maybe 5 minutes to prepare. So, that's it. Hope you enjoyed the little video. I'm going to post the recipe on NotSoSoccerMomRadio.com. And remember to listen to The Ordinary and Extraordinary with me, Kim Pirrella. Thank you.